What up, guys? Mooky here, and today I'm going to be starting a new What If series. This is What If Izuku had a job class quirk, and it's going to be the new series that's going to be replacing Dragon Slayer Deku. Basically, what if Izuku had a Dragon Slayer quirk? The reason, if you guys don't know, if you guys saw the latest part of What If Izuku had a Dragon Slayer quirk, then you guys know that I'm suffering from burnout on that series. I don't find joy making it anymore like I used to. And also, I was also suffering from writer's block too, so there was that as well. So yeah, well, mostly the burnout. So this is going to be replacing it, because I don't want to just end one series and not replace it with another when I should. So yeah, this What If series is going to be replacing that. Not only that, I've been wanting to make a What If series based off, RPG classes for a long time. And personally, I don't want to, bring up the series solo leveling for a What If for Izuku, because I know that there's still many people who can do that way much more better than I can, if I'm going to be honest. So, I decided to make one on what if Izuku can change to other job classes in RPGs. From the title, this is going to be part 0 because I'm going to be explaining it. And it's going to be quite long, given on how I'm going to be putting in a lot of depth onto how his quirk works. So yeah, anyways, with that all said, let's get into this, shall we, everyone? Izuku Midoriya, age 5, is gone to the quirk doctor to see if he has any signs of a quirk. As the years of his young adolescent life goes by, he shows no symptoms of a quirk manifesting whatsoever. However, they go to the quirk doctor and they basically tell him that he doesn't have the double jointed pinky toe that shows the signs of a quirkless person. It's most likely he may be a late bloomer. So, there's still that. Izuku believes, since that's probably the case, Izuku still believes that he can become a hero. Even though he may be a late bloomer, he works hard and still believes in that dream all the same. However, even as the years go by, and everyone else begins awakening their quirks and showing them off in his elementary school, he's still the only one left out, as Bakugo begins bullying his old childhood friend because of that fact. As the years go by, and Izuku is finally done with elementary school, until one fateful day begins his first day in junior high. As he wakes up, he soon sees something in his face, as he thinks, wait, what the heck is this? As he tries to touch it, and he can't, as it looks like it's there, but not there at the same time. As it looks like a monitor in a way, as the display says, please choose a main class and a subclass. As Izuku is confused, wondering why is it saying this, as he soon says main class. After saying that, Izuku it's soon shown multiple other words and titles, as there are soon pictures of the words, as it says, please choose a class to be your main class. As Izuku puts his finger up to the other classes, as thinking that it's not going to work, but instead it actually does. As he soon scrolls down and down, he sees all the other classes and what they look like, as saying, wait, is this my quirk? As soon he begins thinking, how did I awaken my quirk just like that? As after hearing this, the menu soon has a pop-up saying all requirements needed to level up to main class and subclass after years of gaining experience. As Izuku began questioning requirements needed to gain classes. So all I've done is just basically go to school, do homework, help out my mom, run errands, and stuff like that. I also did certain school exams and activities too. There's that. How could, as Izuku thinks, wait, is this my quirk? Is my quirk somewhat like a video game? As he begins freaking out, saying, I finally got it! I finally have my quirk! As he begins jumping around like crazy. As soon his mom soon comes and saying, Izuku, what are you doing? You should get ready for... As Izuku saying, look, Mom, I finally have my quirk. Saying, you do? As saying, wait, what, you don't see it? Saying, I don't see anything but you, Izuku. What is your quirk? As Izuku saying, wait, so she can't see the menu in front of me? I'm the only one who can. As Izuku is saying, Izuku, are you sure you really have a quirk? Were you just dreaming? He's saying, I do. Just, can you give me a minute? As he soon scrolls down the menu, as there's only like 8 classes. The first one being Swordsman. The second being Monk Fighter. Third, Black Mage. Fourth, White Mage. Fifth, Spearman. Sixth, Thief. 7, Archer. And 8th, last being Marauder. As he finally chooses one to be his main class, being Monk Fighter. As soon it says, your main class has been accepted. What will you choose as your subclass? As Izuku thinks, subclass. As the remaining 7 classes. As Izuku decides to choose Swordsman. As they're saying, are you okay with this class setup? As Izuku saying, yes. And soon press OK in front of him. As saying, congrats. Your main class is Monk Fighter. And your secondary class is Swordsman. Now, please wait until classes have been installed. As Izuku saying, wait, installed? As soon he feels like a huge shock just go through his entire body. And soon goes to his knees. He's soon engulfed by a huge light all around his entire body. With Inko worried for her son, screaming out, Izuku! And soon, his appearance began to change as he begins having metal gloves on his hands, and soon somewhat of baggy pants, and wearing sandals, as he soon also has a headband, as he thinks, what happened? As soon what appears in front of him being a health bar and an MP bar, as there is also a menu button on his upper right, as as saying, wait, is this the monk class? Is this the monk fighter class that I chose? As Inko saying, so is this really your quirk, Izuku? Is Izuku saying, yeah, I'm guessing it is. As soon, Izuku just throws a punch as a small gust of wind comes out. And there, he even says, wait, I chose a swordsman class, so as soon saying swordsman class accepted, switching to subclass. As a gulf of light soon appears again, Izuku's original outfit changes, as he soon just has like almost like a normal attire, but more Middle Eastern and Middle Ages as well. And also on his side, he has a small broadsword, saying, wait, are you kidding me? So this must be the swordsman class that he chose to be his subclass. Soon an icon appears in front of him saying, to grow stronger in these 2 classes, you must train and gain experience from being in these classes. Once maxed out in your base class, you are now able to promote to your secondary class, where you would be choosing two other options to excel and get stronger in. As saying, but to gain new weapons and skills, you must go to your skill tree. There, you will be able to unlock and also level up your new skills from your classes. There, you can also unlock other classes to replace both your main class and your subclass. Currently, you have met the requirements to unlock both main class and subclass. Currently, your skill points to unlock new classes and to unlock new skills and weaponry is now up to 0. As he's saying, 0? Seriously? I guess it makes sense. As Inko saying, Izuku, with Izuku saying, oh, I'm still in this form. How do I... As Izuku said this, soon another icon says, to remove yourself from your current class, you must say the class's name and dequip. As saying, swordsman class dequip. As he soon revert back into his normal, his pajamas, as what that he was woke up into. As soon Izuku saying, it really is my quirk. I finally have it. After 12 years, I finally awakened my quirk. As Izuku soon drops on the ground and cries tears of joy. As even Inko is now proud to see her son, now that he can finally become the hero that he always wanted to be. As days go, after showing off his quirk to everyone that he knew from elementary school and even new people in his new junior high, Bakugo was the only one who wasn't so thrilled about this. As Bakugo basically still tried to belittle and basically say that even if Izuku has a new quirk, he's still weak. And he's just got it. So he'll be years behind everybody. As Izuku saying, yeah, he knows this. But even so, he'll still become stronger. And he'll still want to prove that he can become a hero just like All Might. As Izuku has somewhat of a newfound, confidence in himself. As he used to be always nervous and shy, now he actually feels like he can do just what he sets out to do. And he doesn't know why. As, the day goes by, Izuku soon gets another notification as saying, to gain new skill points, you can do regular tasks, perform challenges, and also battle people and win in fights. As Izuku saying, seriously? I guess it makes sense since my quirk is similar to that of an RPG, and I guess I have no choice but to do so. As Izuku saying, but how would I do that? As soon he looks at, as the weeks go by, Izuku began noticing that when he did daily tasks like homework, exams, and also fitness work, he gained a certain amount of skill points. After this, he begins realizing that he can put these skill points into unlocking new classes and also unlocking new weapons and skills for his current classes. While figuring this out, he decides to take up, clubs actually. And they all didn't have to be athletic clubs such as archery, basketball, kendo, martial arts, and all that. He can also take stuff that doesn't focus on physical capabilities as well, such as literature, art, drama, music, stuff like that. He can basically take all these clubs and become stronger. And he actually does. Starting his first year in junior high, he actually took up 2 clubs to basically start out first, being, an art club and a kendo club. As he asked his mom if he could also take martial arts lessons as well, as she wasn't so sure, but Izuku begged, But so after that, she gave in and decided to allow Izuku to do martial arts lessons as well. While doing these clubs and also practicing martial arts, he began gaining tons of skill points. And he put those skill points into his two current classes, being swordsman and monk fighter. While he unlocked 3 new skills for monk fighter, being force paw, high kick, and power wave. He unlocked also 2 new weapons for monk class as well, being bronze fist and iron fist. These being new types of gauntlets that will help him fight in battle and face against certain opponents as well. Not only that, he unlocked 2 new skills for swordsman class as well. For his skills, he learned the double slash strike and power slash as well. And also unlocked only 1 sword, being the iron sword, to gain a new weapon. Also, some of you may be wondering, what about status skills as well? Actually, they come with the class that Izuku unlocks as well. For monk class, they don't have high defense or attack, but they do have high speed, and their cooldown is a lot more faster than any other classes. So Izuku can use his skills way faster than his other classes. And as for swordsman classes have high attack and somewhat, basic stats as usual, since it's more used for newbie players after all, since I am taking it from many other RPGs as well. But let's just say that it has high attack, high defense, and that's mostly it. As for everything else, it's kind of, average in all the other stats for the basic of swordsman classes after all. But even so, Izuku began growing even stronger. As the years go by, he began taking up other clubs, such as archery and also drama club as well. Even took up other martial arts lessons in bow staff martial arts as well. Mostly because in his clubs, his physical clubs being, archery and kendo, he was able to gain so many skills from certain matches, like being challenges. He gained so many skills, he was able to unlock one class for his second year in junior high, being the spearman class. However, he would have to switch out either one of his main class or his subclass to improve on the spearman class. So he switches out his swordsman class for the spearman class and begins gaining skills for that class as well. Through this ordeal of training, he begins getting more and more stronger from clubs, after school events, and also taking care of other things and daily tasks, being school and housework and homework and all that. So yeah, Izuku is gaining more and more stronger until he was finally able to max out his monk fighter class and his swordsman class as well, to finally promote to hit the second level. And so the first one he started with was monk fighter. As he opens the promote button, he soon sees 2 options and 2 icons that show what they look like. The first one being War Monk, where the War Monk class excels in attack, in increasing attack and speed, and also cooldowns for using skills in battle would increase as well. However, the one downside is that defenses would be way weaker than they were before, and also for being hit by range attacks and other stuff like that. Also, but there is another benefit, being that they're able to use a secondary weapon, being staff-based weapons, not like mage staffs like for black mage and white mages, unfortunately. Just regular bow staffs and stuff like that. Secondary class for the promotion is Grappler, where it increases both attack, defense, and speed as well, and focuses. However, the defense stats are 10 times more than originally. However, it doesn't have access to a secondary weapon for the Grappler class. Just focuses more on increasing stats and focuses more on defensive attacks. It doesn't focus on trying to keep the offensive going like the Monk Fighter class or the War Monk class. That's the Grappler class for you. It's more of a defensive, melee class after all. So, Izuku thought long and hard about this, since this was his main class after all. So, he decided to go with the War Monk class, which finally changes his appearance, which shows him having his monk uniform changed to having that of a long cloak with a sleeveless jacket, and no puffy pants this time, but in his hands he has gauntlets, and on his back he has a staff, wherein also Izuku still keeps the headband after all, as Izuku is hyped and now is a lot more stronger than he was before. The promotion doesn't just stop there. He also uses the other extra skill points he has to promote his swordsman class, where he was given two options, being samurai class and knight class. Starting with the samurai class, the class would give him enhanced attack and speed, and also increase the chance of hitting criticals, basically dealing more damage than he normally would on opponents with a sword. Not only that, it also comes with its own personal skill, allowing to dual wield using swords. It doesn't matter if it's a katana or a broadsword, he can dual wield them easily. As for the knight class, it focuses more on attack and defense, just like you would see in any other knight class in any other RPG, of course. It also allows somewhat of, basic healing magic. Nothing too serious, like just regular first aid or cure, stuff like that. Not only that, it also allows a shield, which Izuku can use, as Izuku believed this was a tough choice. One would focus more on defense, while the other focused more on attack. Izuku would want to use the knight class to improve his, defenses and help out people who are in need. Even with the healing ability, that would also be great. However, the samurai class would be way much more useful for dealing powerful blows and strikes on his opponents, ending the fights, and he would be and not only that, he would be faster than he already was before, which the swordsman class lacked, being speed. And Izuku prefers speed over power more than anything. So he decided to go with the samurai class. And it also had to do with the poll that I did a couple, months ago. If for some of you who did see it, after all, it was more than just a random question. After that, Izuku began becoming more and more stronger. Finally reached the second level of his two jobs, and now has unlocked two other new jobs. He began getting more and more stronger, because not only that his jobs affect him when he turned into them, they also affect him outside of his other classes. He became a lot more stronger, a lot more faster, and also way more confident. even his figure began to change a little bit. Where he was originally a lot more shorter in main canon, he's a bit taller. At least, well, he's a bit 6'1" actually in this. So yeah, Izuku's way more taller than he originally was in canon. So yeah, not only that, he's way more popular. People like him more. His teachers believe that he has the potential of becoming a great hero. However, there's only one problem. That being Bakugo. Bakugo realizes what Izuku has become and can't stand the fact that Izuku is no longer the weak, quirkless nerd that he always looked down on and basically was the boss of all their lives as kids. Now, Izuku was the top dog. Izuku was stronger. However, for Izuku's case, he thought of Bakugo as more of an annoyance and not really much of a threat anymore. It's not that he's arrogant, it's more like he knows that he can beat Bakugo if he switches to a certain class, and also knows his weaknesses inside and out since they grew up together for almost their lives. So yeah, but Izuku doesn't really see Bakugo as a rival, not at all, not one bit, unfortunately, which is kind of sad, but also expected. As they're reaching the end of their second year in junior high and they're getting close to their final year, Izuku has basically taken care of certain club events, certain challenges, and have beaten plenty of people in matches as well. So Izuku is now unlocked two other classes, which being, well, White Mage and Thief class. He chose White Mage mostly because he wants to help as many people in case of emergency if somebody feels hurt or needs, well, first aid, of course. And as for Thief class, well, he chose the class because he wanted a class that moves way much more faster and wanted to see what he can promote into for the secondary class for it, after all. Because he wanted to become way more faster in certain situations as well. On his way to school, he was able to catch the battle between Kamui Woods and Mount Lady against a, well, gigantic villain, where he wanted to see what he can learn from them, hoping that there was a skill that allowed him to use certain abilities. He didn't really need to create his own hero costume, since, well, his classes actually kind of like worked as armor as well. So he didn't really need to worry about stuff like that, like creating a costume for him after all. So, and last but not least, Izuku still idolized, believed, and wanted to become a hero more than anything in the world. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you look forward to part 1 in the near future, since this is replacing Dragon Slayer Deku. So yeah, hope you all look forward to that. Also, check out my Discord, where if you guys just want to talk and have suggestions for what ifs, I'll be there to try and contact you if I can. And also, check out my gaming channel, where I'll be live streaming games and just having fun for a while. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed that as well. I'll probably leave a link in the description below for that too. At any rate, this is Mooky, signing out. Later.